Hello and welcome to the Fix-It Shed. If you like to save money by doing things yourself, you're going to want to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss anything. So this week I'm doing another reverse osmosis filter installation. So I'm using an iSpring RCC7AK. I chose this one because it gets fairly decent reviews on Amazon, and also the replacement filters only cost about $65 for an entire year. So let's check out and see what's inside the box. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to go over all of the parts and make sure that you have everything. So this comes with the reverse osmosis machine head, which is this part, the RO membrane, which is here, 3 pre-filter housings and cartridges, that's these, the storage tank here, the reverse osmosis faucet with installation kit, that's right there, feed water adapter, which is in here, 4-color tubing set, which is here, drain saddle, which is right here, tank valve, which is in here, so housing wrenches, which is this, and the leak stop valve here, and spare O-ring and fittings, so which is this. They give you a courtesy spare parts package. So you're going to need a variable speed drill with 2 bits, a 1/4 inch for drilling a hole in the PVC drain pipe and a 1/2 inch hollowed for drilling a hole in the countertop for drinking faucet. I'm going to use a pre-existing hole in the sink. You're either going to need a 5/8 inch and 9/16 inch open end wrench or an adjustable wrench, and you're also going to need a pair of pliers, a Phillips head screwdriver, and scissors or a utility knife. Alright, so now we're underneath the sink. This is my cold water supply line. So the first thing that we're going to do is install the feed water adapter. And you want to turn off the cold water supply under the sink. I did open the faucet to release any pressure, and then we're going to want to have a towel or bucket underneath it to catch any water that's going to leak out. Alright, so you want to make sure, you can see there's a black O-ring in there, and we're going to put the adapter on. I'm going to put the adapter on first. That's good and snug, and now I'm going to thread on the feed adapter. Alright, and then you want to check and make sure that the feed adapter has the black O-ring in there as well. And then we're going to reconnect the cold water line, which also has a black O-ring in it. So currently this is open. I'm going to close that valve, and then I should be able to turn the water back on and make sure this doesn't leak. So that looks like it needs to be a little bit tighter. That looks alright. And then we're going to insert the 1/4 inch red tubing. That. Alright, so next I'm going to install the RO faucet. So I'm going to install this faucet where this cap is. Alright, this one just had a threaded tube underneath that was screwed onto. The top plate has a rubber gasket on the bottom of it. We're going to slide that underneath, and that's going to fit right over it like that. Okay, and then underneath there's another rubber washer kind of thing, and that's going to screw up on there and hold it tight. Okay. Sometimes it's easier to do if you have a helper. Alright, that looks pretty snug. Alright, so this is going to be a little bit hard to see underneath the sink, but I'm going to slide this onto the stem of the bottom of the faucet, and then this collet will be up, and I'm going to put this locking clip on like that, and that'll prevent it from coming loose. Okay, that is all the way on. Alright, let's try that again. We're going to put this locking clip in place. There. Now that's not going to come loose. So now I'm going to install the drain saddle, and I'm going to put it in this piece of vertical pipe right here. Alright, so I'm going to drill a 1/4 inch hole in this vertical drain pipe. And the foam pad, I'm going to peel that, and we're going to place that around the opening. Just like that. So it says to cut the black hose at a 45-degree angle. I'm going to say that's about 45 degrees. Okay, and then I'm going to thread it through the saddle bracket like that, and then into the drain hole. There we go. Just like that. And then I'm going to put the back plate in place. Okay. Alright, so now we're going to install the vertical filters, the stage 1, 2, and 3. So you want to make sure, this is the filter, that the O-ring is well seated in the filter housing. You can use a light amount of food grade silicone jelly to lubricate the O-ring, but they do come lubricated from the factory, it looks like, so probably not necessary on your first installation, but might be good to have some on hand for when you change the filters. Alright, so you want to remove the filter from the shrink wrap. Alright, and there is a groove in the bottom that fits into. And then we're going to screw it into stage 1. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to do stage 2. Now, stage 2 is the GAC carbon filter, which is directional, and if you see right here, it tells you to make sure this end is up. And stage 3 is the CTO carbon filter. Okay, and then after you have each one on, you do want to give them another 1/4 to a 1/2 turn with the housing wrench. So we want to wrap some of the plumber's tape, the Teflon plumber's tape, around the threads, and we're going to go around in a clockwise direction about 10 or 15 times around. Okay, that's 10 times. That seems pretty good. And then we're going to screw on the shutoff valve, and it says just put it on hand tight, do not over tighten. Okay, that seems to be pretty good. And then we're going to insert the yellow hook tubing into the quick fitting here. Okay, and I'm going to get one of the spare blue clips to hold that in place. Okay, now that's locked in. It should be good to go. Next, we're going to install the reverse osmosis membrane into the filter. Okay, first we're going to disconnect this connector, and to do that, like if you just pull on it, it's locked in, so it doesn't want to come out. So this red sleeve, you need to hold that down, and then you can pull out the hose. And then we're going to unscrew the cap. So all systems are wet tested before they ship, so you may see some droplets of water inside there, and that's normal. Alright, so on the filter you'll see the direction of flow on the label. So we're going to open this end of the bag. Okay, and then you don't want to touch the filter. You want to keep it clean and insert it into the housing. Just like that. So, and again, you want to check the O-rings in the cap and the O-ring here, and make sure everything is seated properly, and then you can put the cap back on. So, and you want to put it on just kind of hand tight, and then tighten it a little bit more with the wrench. Okay, and we're not going to reconnect this right now because in one of the next steps we're going to disconnect it. Okay, so now I have all of the components underneath the sink. So the next thing to do is to connect all the hoses. And they've made it pretty easy. Everything's color coded, right? You have your supply line, which is red, which is going to connect down here. And there is a locking clip in here. So you can remove the locking clip, and then you want to slide the hose in. There, that's in. And then we want to put the clip back in place. Alright, and then we're going to run the drainage hose next. Alright, and then we're going to install or connect the drainage line next, and there's the black line connects right here. There is a black retainer clip, or locking clip. Okay, that's in place, and we're going to put the locking clip back on. And that's locked in. And next we're going to run the yellow line from the tank. Again, you can cut these to make them make it nice and neat. So, but I'm just going to leave them at full length for now in case I want to change anything. So, and again, I removed the yellow locking clip. I'm going to insert the yellow hose. It's locked in. Put the clip back, and that's good. And then the last one is the blue line, which goes to the faucet. Alright. Again, I'm going to remove the locking clip. Insert the hose, put the locking clip back. And there we go. So you can mount this to the wall with some screws. They do recommend, if you're going to mount it up off the ground, that you put some kind of a support underneath of the filters so that there's to help support the weight. I'm just going to let it sit on the bottom of the cabinet here. So if I run into any issues where I think it's going to fall over, maybe I'll put a screw back there to secure it. But for now, I'm just going to let it sit like that. Okay, so the last part to install is the leak stop valve, and we can open this up. And there's just a spring here which is attached to this plunger. Okay, and this plunger has this disc which you can see the hole in the bottom. So if moisture comes in through that hole, it will cause this disc to expand, which will push up on the blue pin and cause the valve to close. And there is a spare P-pulp in here, and that way if it does get triggered, you have a spare so that you can set it up again. Alright, I'll just put that back together. And it's a pretty simple installation. You're just going to cut the red hose, and the red line coming in from the supply is going to go into the side with the red collar, and then going out to the RO system is going to be the gray side. So, and then you do want to attach this to the base. You can peel these off and you can stick it to the floor, or it also has these loops that you can put screws through to hold it secure. So there is an arrow on here to show you which direction the water should flow. So again, it's going to come in from the water supply, and this is going to go out to the RO filter. Now we're ready for the system startup. So you want to make sure that there aren't any kinks in any of the tubes. Everything looks in good shape here. We want to turn the tank shutoff valve to off, which is perpendicular to the yellow line, and we want to put a towel underneath the system just to catch if there happens to be any water. If we do have a leak, to help catch it. So now we want to flush the first 3 stages. So we're going to turn on the cold water supply valve and the water feed adapter. So I've already turned on the cold water supply. So now I'm going to turn on the cold feed adapter. But water is going to come out of here, so I'm pointing it at a bucket. And the water might come out dark because of the carbon, so you want to run it until it starts coming out clear. Alright, that looks like it's coming out clear to me, so I shut the water off. And now we can reconnect this into the reverse osmosis membrane housing. As soon as are you done? Alright, that's back in there. Alright, so now I'm going to open the RO faucet, and then I'm going to open the feed water adapter slowly and check for leaks. Alright, well, water is starting to come out of the faucet, but I don't see any leaks down here. I think everything looks good. You want to allow that to trickle for about 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. So we're going to turn this off, and we're going to open the valve on the tank and let the tank fill up. Okay, so now the tank valve is open, and we're going to let the tank fill up. It's going to take about an hour and a half or 2 hours. Okay, now it's several hours later. The tank is filled, so we're going to open up the faucet, and we're going to let that tank drain out. just to flush out the tank. Okay, so now it's down to a trickle and the tank is empty and we flushed it out. So we can turn that off, it'll fill back up and we'll be ready to go. So if you enjoyed this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Take care.